Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, Tecnam unveils targeted product line for Mosaic. House fails to pass aviation safety bill called ROTOR Act. Northrop Grumman prepares to step up B-21 Raider production. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Cam Walton. Let's get into today's stories. Tecnam unveils targeted product line for Mosaic. Tecnam Aircraft is responding to the FAA Modernization of Special Airworthiness Certification, otherwise known as Mosaic, regulations with a new product line of aircraft. The company is introducing a modular optimized sport aviation initiative, also called MOSAI, design allowing aircraft to adapt to diverse missions from primary flight training to high-performance cross-country travel. The K-59 represents a 59-knot clean stall speed, the critical performance metric defined by the FAA that unlocks the ability for sport pilots to operate more capable, higher performance, and multi-seat aircraft. The company plans 5 specific aircraft models that meet the new 59-knot stall speed requirement. The Mosaic rules define the concept of light sport aircraft by replacing rigid weight limits with performance-based criteria, including the allowance of 4-seat aircraft, retractable landing gear, constant speed propellers, and multi-engine configurations. Quote, "When we read the rule for the first time, we thought it was shaped around our mission, making flying easier, safer, and accessible for everyone," end quote, said Giovanni Pasquale-Langer, managing director at Tecnam. Quote, "Mosaic opens a new era of opportunities across the aviation community," end quote. After the break, aviation spared as Trump reboots tariffs.
There's a lot of places I get to at the end of the runway or in turnarounds that I need an engine running. So for me, it's very important to have a product that I'm absolutely confident with. And I am very confident with the Trailblazer propeller. And when I'm flying air shows, I know that propeller is going to be right for me.
Backed by over 30 years of Aero-News reporting, Propwash is the daily email newsletter that delivers top aviation headlines to your inbox. Expert reporting, clean facts, and real insight. Start your day with aviation news you can trust. Subscribe to Propwash today at aero-news.net.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch with some shorter stories. Aviation spared as Trump reboots tariffs. The aviation industry can stop holding its breath. Aircraft engines and related components will be excluded from President Donald Trump's newly announced 15% global tariff, putting a much-needed shield between the aerospace sector and another round of trade turbulence. The move trails close behind a 6-3 decision by the U.S. Supreme Court, which cut many of Trump's earlier tariffs imposed under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. GA-ASI names its USAF uncrewed fighter Dark Merlin. General Atomics Aeronautical Systems, GA-ASI, has officially given a name to its collaborative combat aircraft entry, the YFQ-42A Dark Merlin. The aircraft is the direct competitor to the Anduril YFQ-44A Fury, both serving as the front-running prototypes for the Air Force's Collaborative Combat Aircraft CCA program. The designation follows the U.S. Air Force's much less catchy convention. Y indicates production representative test aircraft, F denotes fighter, and Q marks it as uncrewed. When it reaches operational production, the aircraft will drop the Y and become just the FQ-42A. Heading to Sun and Fun, Avelo adds employees to Lakeland Hub. Avelo Airlines has added a second permanent Boeing 737-800 airplane and about 60 additional employees to its previously announced hub at Lakeland Linder Airport. Chris Hallstrand, airport director, said the airport's annual economic impact has grown from about $1.5 billion 4 years ago to roughly $2.2 billion today, according to a business plan now in development. With more flights, more planes, more passengers, and a growing workforce, the airport has moved from FAA Index B to Index C, a designation that requires more firefighting equipment and staff. Aviation writers can apply for Author's Corner at Oshkosh. Aviation writers with an interest in appearing at EAA AirVenture Oshkosh 2026 are invited to apply for the week-long Authors Corner schedule during the event, held July 20th through 26th at Oshkosh. Authors Corner is an opportunity for aviation writers to promote their books through meet and greets with readers during the annual EAA Fly-In Convention. Past schedules have included the full spectrum of aviation interests and both nonfiction and youth children's books written by renowned aviation writers and notable personalities from the world of flight. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's return to the rest of the news. House fails to pass aviation safety bill called ROTOR Act. The House of Representatives failed to pass a bipartisan aviation safety bill called the ROTOR Act on Tuesday, despite strong support from local members of Congress and family members of the victims of the midair collision over the Potomac River. Lawmakers voted down the legislation from Senate Commerce Chair Ted Cruz and the committee's top Democrat, Senator Maria Cantwell of Washington State, 264 to 133. A two-thirds majority was required for passage. More than 130 Republicans voted against it. In December, the U.S. Senate passed the ROTOR Act unanimously. The bill, formerly the Rotorcraft Operations Transparency and Oversight Reform Act, was being considered under the fast-track procedure typically reserved for non-controversial legislation. The Pentagon reversed course and said the ROTOR Act passed by the Senate, quote, does not reflect several of the mutually discussed updates, end quote. The bill would have required all aircraft operating in busy airspaces, such as near Reagan National Airport, to have technology that allows pilots to easily see the locations and directions of other aircraft. Quote, how many more people need to die for us just to decide that action is needed to be taken, end quote, asked Jennifer Homendy, National Transportation Safety Board Chair, before the House vote. Homendy argued the ROTOR Act, which passed the Senate 100-0, was necessary to mandate crucial automatic dependent surveillance broadcast ADS-B technology. After these messages, Northrop Grumman prepares to step up B-21 Raider production.
The legendary BD-4-seat program is building an exciting future for those who want a rugged four-seat family flyer with a proven history. The SureWings program produces a complete kit and builder assist program that gives you everything you need to be flying a BD-4CS in record time. For conventional kit builders, BD Aviation has parts, partial kits, and full kits for the 190-mile-per-hour BD-4C that has logged thousands of hours. Visit SureWings.com and BDAviation.com for more details.
Welcome back. Northrop Grumman prepares to step up B-21 Raider production. Northrop Grumman and the U.S. Air Force are preparing to accelerate production for one of the most long-anticipated military aircraft, the B-21 Raider. Flight testing has consistently returned performance at or above expectations, with final assembly well underway in Palmdale, California. If the timeline holds, the first operational aircraft should land at Ellsworth Air Force Base in 2027. Quote, the strong performance of the B-21 program has our Northrop Grumman and Air Force team ready to accelerate production of this game-changing capability for our nation, end quote, said Kathy Warden, CEO and president of Northrop Grumman. Though the aircraft didn't fly until late 2023, the idea of a sixth-gen stealth platform was first introduced in 2011 with the Air Force's Long-Range Strike Bomber LRS-B program. That contract made its way to Northrop Grumman in 2015. By 2022, the manufacturer was ready to unveil a prototype. Now multiple aircraft are in flight testing at Edwards Air Force Base. The combined test force, made up of Air Force and Northrop personnel, has consistently hosted both ground stress evaluations and airborne envelope expansion. While much of the testing process remains, test officials have put the aircraft's performance on par or even above digital engineering predictions. And that's our show for today. You can catch Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to add us on social media. Thanks for watching.